To be ranked among the top in this dangerously competitive and lucrative racing championship is far from easy. F1 is riding high again with increased popularity. What if I told you there were 100 cars built to race in the competition, but only 15 have won the title at least once? Yes, you heard it right. So what do you think is the most famous F1 team? Mercedes, Red Bull, or Ferrari? In this video, we have ranked the best F1 teams based on their titles. So without any further ado, let us get started. Number 1, Ferrari. Watching a Ferrari in the race is worth all the money. What do you say? It has earned 16 constructors titles and 15 driver championship titles in the sport. If this does not make you go crazy, wait till you hear its victories. It has added 231 race victories to its name, which I must say is the highest among all the teams to have ever competed in F1. Have you ever wondered what every F1 racer dreams of? If you haven't, then let me tell you, the dream for every F1 racer is to drive to the team nicknamed the Prancing Horse. It is such a legendary classic thing for racers and something that we can't get our heads around. Some legendary drove for Ferrari are Alberto Ascari, Juan Manuel Fangio, John Surtees, Niki Lauda, and Michael Schumacher, to name a few. Fans look forward to watching these dangerous Ferrari drivers ace the racing games repeatedly, as if 16 titles are not enough. Actually, it isn't in any way surprising that Ferrari tops this list. Don't you think so? It has started more Grand Prix than any other constructor, which is more than 100. Not to forget, it also started racing in Formula 1 8 years before any other team on this list and 16 years before any other team still competing with them. It's crazy to see how they also won more races than any other, had more 1-2 finishes, more podiums, more pole positions, more fastest laps, and won more points than any other team in Formula 1 history. So it goes without saying, Ferrari is the unbeatable, legendary F1 team in history that has set several records along the way. It is the only side to reach 1,000 starts in the competition. Do you know who the most successful driver is? It's Michael Schumacher. He joined in 1996 and departed in 2006, winning 5 drivers' titles and 72 Grand Prix for the Ferrari team. Number 2, Williams. Wait, we've got a gem here. What if I told you that this team is one of just 3 teams to have won more than 100 races? Or how about the fact that it has won 9 constructors championships, which made it second best in the sport? This is not the end of their legacy, guys. There is more to come, so stay tuned until the end of the video to have a glimpse at the most classic F1 team ever in history. Coming back, the team here has won 7 drivers championships and has 114 Grand Prix victories to their name. Though I must say, it is Williams' entry to this list that might be the most amazing streak of all. The team entered its first race as a constructor in 1977, had won its first title by 1980, and won 8 more over the next 17 years. Behind the scenes, Williams has also been filled with famous names. The pen of Patrick Head helped to spawn most of the early winners, and Adrian Newey followed him. If you don't know who Adrian Newey is, you must live under the rock, because this man right here is the one whose name has become synonymous with building incredibly fast racing cars. But Frank Williams' incredibly British team continues to be a fan favorite no matter what. What about you? Which is your favorite team? Let us know in the comments below. This team's golden years were undoubtedly the 1980s and 1990s, decades in which they won all their constructors and drivers titles. Yeah, and the team won these 9 constructors championships between 1980 and 1997. This was a record until surpassed by Ferrari in 2000. With Williams, 7 drivers have been world champions: Alan Jones, Keke Rosberg, Nelson Piquet, Nigel Mansell, Alain Prost, Damon Hill, and Jacques Villeneuve. Number 3, McLaren's team has racked up 8 championship titles, though it hasn't won a constructor's crown since 1998. In fact, it won only 1 since 1991. One cannot forget the time when McLaren won the 2008 driver's title with Lewis Hamilton and a second title for Mika Hakkinen in 1999. But for both of those, it was beaten to team victory by Ferrari. Unlike other great teams in the history of F1 such as Ferrari, McLaren is distinguished by building only the chassis and has always bought the engines from other manufacturers such as Porsche, Mercedes, Ford, Honda, or Renault. As a manufacturer, McLaren has also developed racing cars for various championships. It made drivers like Senna and Prost go down in history as some of the best. But with the pairing of Daniel Ricciardo and Lando Norris, perhaps things are looking up again again. What do you think? Number 4, Mercedes. The Mercedes team has 8 F1 titles to its name. Mercedes' relationship with F1 is very, very impressive. Mercedes participated as a constructor in the 1954 and 1955 seasons, winning the driver's title both years with Juan Manuel Fangio and with a clear dominance over the rest. But they didn't perform well for the next following season until 2013 with the entry of one of the most favorite players of F1 fans, Lewis Hamilton. In 2013, they signed Lewis Hamilton, who won a race that season and had several podium finishes, while Rosberg achieved 2 races. In 2014, the hybrid era of V6 turbo engines began in F1, and from then on, it is when Mercedes has made history in the sport. Yeah, more like their style, right? Since that year, they have dominated like no other team, winning all the constructors' titles and all the drivers' titles until 2020, that is, 8 and 7 consecutively. Thanks to Mercedes, Lewis Hamilton has become the best statistical driver in history with 7 world titles, 6 achieved with them. Since 2014, he has only been beaten by his teammate Nico Rosberg in 2016, world champion that year, and Max Verstappen in 2021 with Red Bull. Their rivalry is no secret to us. We do not know when its dominance will end, but it has made itself one of the best teams in history. Number 5, Lotus. Team Lotus is one of the most iconic teams in F1 history. It will always be remembered for its legendary John Player special tobacco-branded gold and black livery, forever attached to F1. Like Williams and McLaren, Lotus won all its constructors' crowns in a quick storm, and then, to our surprise, faded. Lotus innovates and introduces some great names to Formula 1, but has never managed to climb to the top of the tree. Its last title for both drivers and constructors came in 1978 with Mario Andretti, and then, other than some wins, that was it for Lotus. 2 more teams have taken the Lotus name since then, with one even receiving some backing from the car firm, which still remains a going concern, but neither was really worthy of the name. What did they think? Lotus didn't have 7 constructors' titles just like that. As we have come to the end of the video, we must agree that we cannot end without drowning in the legacy of Ferrari. It is undoubtedly the most iconic team in F1. To think of F1 is to think of Ferrari and vice versa. And it is not surprising that it is the only F1 team with the right to veto. Most children want to race for this when they grow up. What do you want to race for? And don't forget that F1 is all about competition. It does have a fair share of drama. It is followed by parties to let off steam and rejoice in the good things of life. Would you wish to have something like that? That's all for this video. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like and subscribe for more updates.